A very good morning. We are at the Nelson Mandela's Ocean Science Campus, where we are celebrating women in the ocean, not just swimmers, no, but women in the maritime sector that are making strides within the sector, innovating, making sure that they have a voice in the sector. Also, this conference is going to look at what opportunities do young ladies and also women have within the sector. Joining me this morning is Nomdumiso Mfenyane, who is the project manager, coordinator for SAIMI. Let's just first talk, ma'am, about what SAIMI is, because you guys are the host this morning. Just briefly, what work does SAIMI do within the maritime sector?
Good morning to you, Lerato, and good morning to the viewers. Firstly, let me define who SAIMI is. SAIMI is the South African International Maritime Institute, which was established in 2014. And when it was established, it came at the right time when Operation Fekisi was developed and its functions. And it was ideal for SAIMI to be in the picture at that particular time, because there was a need for an institution that will drive and accelerate the interest of the maritime industry, particularly around skills development and capacity, and looking at the areas of transformation. And SAIMI is now looking at all the functions that are based on the sectors of the maritime economy, be it marine manufacturing, be it coastal and marine tourism, aquaculture, and the fourth. So we are here today because we believe that it's an industry that is barely transformed. That is number one. And two, we're looking at the participation of women in the maritime industry, and it was one of the ideal thing to do and to establish as SAIMI. We established the Imbokodo in maritime last year. It was launched last year, and it has become very influential and impactful to the women in the maritime industry, because there's single-digit women representation globally in the maritime industry. So we feel as SAIMI that we need to do that drive and encourage women, even though we already have some that are participating and doing great work in the industry. So hence we are here today. Last year we did recognize a couple of women, and today we are so excited and looking forward to the event. And it has become an annual event, because we feel that we need to encourage and embrace women in the maritime industry.
Then, Ndumiso, you spoke about the lack of representation or poor representation of women in the sector. What do you think is causing the lack of representation of women within the sector?
Well, I think amongst other things, if you're talking about maritime, we do have institutions of higher learning. But then as a country, we have now embarked on establishing from the high school level basic education, so to speak. We have a couple of maritime schools around the country. From all the provinces, I think we have at the moment around 31 maritime schools, which we need to start encouraging learners to understand that we are a coastal country. South Africa is a coastal country, and there's huge benefits on the coast. I mean, if you're talking about exporting of trades and goods, takes 95% of exporting of trade and goods, which we need to empower our children from grassroots level and understand the opportunities that are enormous and endless in the maritime industry.
And last one to me, so when you think of the maritime sector, let's say 10 or 20 years' time, what kind of landscape would you like to see, especially in terms of representation of women in the sector?
Well, I think one, I did mention that the industry is barely transformed. We would want to see transformation. We're still pushing the agenda of transformation, and particularly the women representation. Equity is ideal in the industry, because there are a lot of imbalances at the moment, of which we still need to do a lot. There's still a lot that needs to be done, but we need to recognize the wins. Hence we're having the Imbokodo, the annual event, just to look back and reflect how much have we covered, are we making progress, and give recognition to those who are doing a great job in making sure that we move to where we want to see the industry in 20 years or in the future to come. Yeah.
Awesome. That was Nondomiso, the project coordinator for SAIMI, just speaking about two things, the poor representation of women within the sector, but saying that also it's important to recognize the wins that they've had annually, the Imbokodo events that they have, awards where they honor women that are doing well within the sector. That's going to happen this evening as well, and just saying that 10 or 20 years time, conversations and narratives must start speaking around the importance of women getting into the sector, because it's such a wide sector, a huge economic driver for the country, and saying that what she hopes to see 10 or 20 years time is more Imbokodos, more women taking their space and occupying offices, high offices within the sector as well. For now, it's back to you in studio.